Today we are going to discuss essay number 12 for the course IELTS. Students, this is basically part 2 of your writing. Till now I think this concept is very clear to you. You need to ideally spend 40 minutes or let's say 30 to 35 minutes in order to frame your answer. So therefore you need to be imaginative enough, and practicing with me I think you are getting the ideas, you are coming to know how to frame the answers to suitable questions. First of all, have a look at the question. Some people believe that teenagers should do unpaid community work in their free time. This can benefit teenagers and the community as well. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now students, you need to either agree with the question or disagree. But what is the question? The question is that the young children or the teenagers, they should be encouraged or they should do unpaid community. What is the meaning of unpaid community? This means social work in their free time. This will be the benefit to them as well as the benefit to community. So you need to tell that do you agree with it or you don't. I think today's question is very simple and you have made up your mind also. If you agree with this opinion, students, then your point of agreement will have more points. If you don't agree, then also your disagreement should have more points. According to me, we can discuss both the aspects but yet emphasizing that children should be encouraged to do so. This is my opinion and accordingly I have framed an answer for you. Let us discuss it one by one. It is rightly said that children are the backbone of a nation. A large number of people believe that youngsters should be encouraged to initiate social work. This will result in a flourished society and can contribute towards the individualistic growth of youngsters. I strongly stand with the fact that such motivation can bring out responsible citizens. Now students, first of all, whenever we talk about a nation, whenever we talk about young generation or children, this line comes in our mind that children are the backbone of a nation. I have started my answer with this line. Afterwards, I have told that there are a large number of people who encourage youngsters or who believe that youngsters should be encouraged to do social work. And this will result in a very flourished society, a better society, and it will be their individualistic growth, right? And I strongly stand with the fact. Told my opinion that I stand with the fact such motivation can bring out responsible citizens. Why I have said so? Because students, right from the age of childhood or when you grow, you are in your teenage, if a child is involved in any kind of social work or community work, definitely you are going to understand what is your responsibility. You are going to be more helpful, more humble, more responsible. So therefore, I believe this fact. Now I have mentioned my opinion. So what will be my point of agreement? My point of agreement will be that teenagers should do social work. Let us see how can we write the answer. Moving to our paragraph number 2. To begin with, any social work by youngsters can be associated with their holistic development because doing so they can communicate with different people, thus polishing the verbal skills. For example, if a drive is promoted to convince rural people to send their children to school, can prove to be a convincing attitude, along with the development of interpersonal skills. This is a real life learning to deal with diverse people there. Learning such skills will help them for lifetime in every arena. Apart from this, ethics like tolerance, patience, and team spirit can be learned. Such young minds can serve the country with enthusiasm, promoting the feelings of fulfillment and gratitude. Moreover, experiencing multiple cultures and traditions make their prospect broad that acts as a feather in their cap. First of all, students, please note, I have highlighted the vocabulary words. In the introduction, I have used the word backbone, and in my paragraph number 2, in which I am offering the points in agreement of the topic, first of all I have used the word holistic, which means overall. Then I have used polishing, verbal skills, rural, convincing attitude, which means an attitude to convince somebody, interpersonal skills, Real life learning, you can also use this word in place of practical learning. Diverse means variety. Moving further, arena. So every aspect, every arena. These are the same words. Moving further, tolerance, patience, team spirit. Again, I think these are the words that are related to our ethics, our moral duties. Then comes fulfillment and gratitude. Fulfillment means feeling of contentment. Gratitude means to be thankful for everything. Whatever you get, even if it is a small blessing, big blessing, you are always thankful, you are grateful for that. That is called gratitude. Afterwards, prospect. Prospect means the way to look at things, right? So these were the vocabulary words. Now I am going to discuss the points. First of all, what is the benefit? Holistic development is there, which means overall development. When you communicate with people, you polish your verbal skills, you enhance your verbal communication. For that, I have included one example that if there is promoted a drive to convince the rural people or the people who are living in villages to send their children to school. So all the children, all the youngsters who will participate in such drives, this will promote the feeling of convincing attitude and this will help them in learning interpersonal skills. Afterwards, I have mentioned such things bring out real life learning. Afterwards, I have talked about that such skills are very important in every aspect of life. Then mentioned about some ethics, that is tolerance, patience, team spirit. Such minds can serve the country very well because they are full of gratitude, full of contentment. And lastly, when you see different culture, when you experience different traditions, you tend to grow your prospect, your thinking level also grow, and this acts as a feather in their cap, right? So overall, I have mentioned 5 to 6 different points, different aspects in order to frame the answer related to the agreement with the question. Now students, I have mentioned the point of agreement. The third paragraph will be discussion about the flip side. What is the flip side? That teenagers should not do social work, should not do unpaid community work. How can you talk about that? Let us read paragraph number 3. However, it is rightly said that no rose without thorns. Can we ignore the drawbacks? It is a trend nowadays to go to school, participate in extracurriculum activities. There is a pressure of peers, parents and teachers to mark an edge in this competitive world. Under such circumstances, how can one expect the young children to serve society? This extra pressure can bring resentment in their mind. Now students, what I have talked about is, first of all, I have opened paragraph number 3, that is the flip side, with an idiom, no rose without thorns. How can we ignore the drawbacks? What are the drawbacks? Nowadays, when a child or youngster goes to school, they need to participate in extracurricular activities, right? There is a lot of pressure from parents, from teachers to mark an edge in this competitive world, means to stand out in this competition. Under such circumstances, if we say those children, those young children, to serve the society, this can also act as an extra pressure. And there may be a situation that children may not be able to tolerate this pressure. This can bring resentment in their mind. So students, this way I have discussed the flip side, that is teenagers should not participate in such things. Now the conclusion. Since we have discussed both the aspects, our conclusion will be related to both the things yet emphasizes on what we agree on. Let us read the conclusion. To conclude, I would strongly favor the notion that for a teenager, doing unpaid work is indeed good, but with proper monitoring and care. This will avoid unfavorable consequences. How I have concluded my answer? I have said that I strongly favor the notion that teenagers should do the unpaid work, but there should be proper monitoring, there should be proper care so that there is no trouble, there is no unfavorable result. This way students, you can conclude your answer. In case you want to note down the vocabulary words that you can see in bold, black color, I have just highlighted the vocabulary words. Kindly note down. I'll meet you in the next class with a new essay topic. Till then, practice well.